Hello, my name's Kevin. You're watching Leatherneck Prepper. Forgive the darkness. It's the cool of the morning, and I'm just enjoying the relative peace and quiet. Being age, you started launching planes, so it could get a little noisy here for a second. But it's absolutely a beautiful morning. It's in the 50s out here in Nashville. So just hang out on the front porch. What I wanted to talk to you about is key fobs. Since we are in National Preparedness Month, key fobs are a big way anymore for you to get home. Well, not for you to get home, but for your vehicle to operate. So one thing I strongly recommend, and this is something that a lot of people don't do, RTFM. Read the flippin' manual. That's right. Go to your glove box, get out your manual, understand how your key fob works, and emergency backup ways in case the batteries die. You would think that most key fobs use the CR2023, I think is the battery, 2023. Not my RAM. It takes a different battery. I was not aware of that. So I would have tried to use a battery that I already have that won't work. Now, according to my manual, the batteries typically last a minimum of 3 years. These batteries are right at 3 years old, so I think I'm going to go ahead and buy a couple of extras and have them here at the house as a backup. Now, all key fobs have a backup entry system, and usually there's a small button on the side of the key fob you depress and you pull a manual key out, and typically you can only enter the vehicle from the driver's side door. Now, my wife's Cadillac, you can only enter from the trunk. Now, you don't literally have to crawl through the trunk, but you open the trunk and you pull a handle that releases the door. Get that light back on. So that's how you get in on my wife's Cadillac. My Dodge, it's right on the door. Now, some of them for I guess the best way to say it's for vanity, they have a cover over the little keyhole, so you just pop that little cover off and stick the key inside the keyhole and unlock the door. Now, every vehicle is going to be a little bit different, so what I'm going to discuss with you is my truck. With my Ram, you take the key fob and you put the side of the key fob that does not have the key, the backup key, up against the starter push button, and then you push the start button with your foot on the brake to start the vehicle, and that will get you an emergency start. So just bear that in mind. That's a very good way to do that. In my truck, according to the manual, you have, or the truck will tell you when the key fob batteries are starting to get low. The other vehicles that we've had have never done that, so this was kind of new for me. Now, my old Harley, which I don't ride motorcycles anymore, go back a few years ago and you'll understand why. I like walking, and I'm not breaking my leg again and having them cut it off. So my old Harley, if the key fob batteries were dead, either A, had to swap out the battery, or B, you had to enter the 5-digit code that you set up. I'm not going to tell you what kind of a code to use, but using your zip code is probably not a bad idea because it's 5 digits. Just saying. Anyhow, that's how that one would work, and you would press, use your turn signals to enter into that emergency mode, and then work those to get the digits in so that you could start the vehicle. So I strongly recommend that you keep a battery handy. It's kind of like replacing the batteries in your smoke detectors and or your Heat detectors, I'm not a big fan of smoke detectors. It's kind of off topic, but because you can have a fire without smoke, you can't have a fire without heat. So bear that in mind. You're probably better off to get a heat detector versus a smoke detector, and or have both. But yeah, read your manual, learn how to swap out the batteries, keep some spare batteries just in case. And when you've had your vehicle 2, 3, 4 years, had that key fob for a while, just keep them handy. I mean, keep them in your glove box, keep them in your center console. If it stops working, just replace the battery. Why fool around with it and not have it work? So that is how I start, or how I would start my Dodge if the key fob were not to work. I also strongly recommend that you get a Faraday bag, whether you get it from Go Dark Bags or Mission Darkness. I recommend that you keep a spare key fob, and these things are not cheap. Programmed key fob in your vehicle in a bag, keep it hidden. If you've got a lockable area like a glove box, keep it locked up in there or under a seat. There's all kinds of places you can hide a key fob that's in a Faraday bag. I do recommend that if you've got the EMP shield on it, just in case something were to happen, you can get back home. So yeah, well, I hope you guys got something out of this video. Thanks for watching.